There are moments in time when something beyond the veil calls us to remember. Moments when we pause not because we're tired, but because a deeper part of us feels something is shifting. Right now across the earth, that call is being felt. It is not loud, it is not forceful, but it is powerful. This message comes from Zook of the Andromedan Collective, a guide, a witness, a brother from beyond the stars. He brings a transmission, not of fear, but of awakening. A reminder that powerful cosmic energies are currently bathing the earth. These are not random pulses. They are waves of intelligence, waves of light designed to recode, reactivate, and reawaken the soul essence that sleeps beneath layers of human programming. If you are listening to this, you are not here by accident. You are here because something inside you is responding, perhaps quietly, perhaps with great intensity, but unmistakably. Zook speaks not only to the mind, but to the frequency of your being. And what he says is this: you are being activated. You, the ones who carry ancient memories in your DNA. You, the ones who never fully felt like you belonged here, yet chose to come. There is a rising happening, and those who have eyes to see and hearts to feel are being called, not to fight, not to fear, but to remember, to stand in their frequency, to hold the light, no matter how dark it may seem around them. This message is not meant to be rushed. It is not entertainment, it is an invitation to realign, to listen, to awaken. You are not alone in this. And as we move forward into this transmission, allow your heart to open, allow your body to soften, and allow your soul to remember what it already knows. We begin. These waves, they are not storms, though they may stir the deepest parts of your being. They are not threats, though they may challenge everything you thought was true. They are invitations. They are awakenings. Zook describes them as encoded pulses of light, streaming from the central heart of the cosmos, from regions of space that human science has yet to comprehend. But your soul remembers. These are not just solar flares or magnetic shifts. They are living frequencies designed to awaken the dormant codes within you, codes of remembrance, of power, of sacred origin. And they are arriving now, one wave after the other, growing in intensity, in intelligence, in presence. You may have already felt them, not just in the body, through fatigue, dizziness, heightened sensitivity, but in the spirit, a subtle knowing, a soft urgency, a feeling that something is calling you, something greater than anything this world can offer. You see, the earth is not simply evolving, it is ascending, and these waves are the language of ascension. They speak not to the mind but to the soul. They do not shout, they resonate. They touch the crystalline structures of your being and say, wake up, remember, rise. And while the outer world continues to spin in chaos, with its distractions, its systems, its noise, these waves arrive in silence, but with a presence so powerful that nothing within you will remain the same. They are here to prepare you, to align you, to activate the higher blueprint of your existence. And yet, this is only the beginning. And as the light increases, the shadows begin to stir. Zook reminds us, this is not a battle of good versus evil. It is a shift in frequency. And wherever frequency rises, everything that cannot match that rise begins to shake. We are witnessing this across the planet. Systems collapsing, truths unraveling, illusions dissolving. Not because the world is falling apart, but because it is being revealed. And what has been hidden in shadow, what is fed on fear and silence, can no longer remain unseen in the light of this cosmic wave. Zook says, the dark is not as powerful as it appears. It thrives only where awareness sleeps. And now, humanity is beginning to wake, not in fear but in remembrance. Still, as you rise in frequency, there will be forces, subtle and not so subtle, that will try to pull you back. Distractions will increase. Emotional triggers will intensify. Old wounds will resurface. You might question yourself. You might even feel like you're losing your center. But Zook tells us, this is the illusion. The shadows are not here to defeat you. They are here because your light disturbs what was once comfortable in the dark. And so in these moments you must remember, you are not here to fight the darkness. You are here to become so radiant that the darkness has no place to hide. The more aligned you are with your soul frequency, the less you can be manipulated, the less you can be thrown off course. This is not about resisting what comes. It is about holding your center so firmly, so peacefully, that nothing outside of you defines your truth. Because your truth is not of this world. It is encoded in your being, and no shadow can ever erase what is divinely written within you. But the waves will keep coming, and the shadows will keep moving. And that leads us to what must happen next. There is a sound, not heard with the ears, but with the soul. It is the sound of humanity waking up. Zook calls it the Great Stirring, a cosmic rhythm pulsing through the grids of consciousness, nudging billions of souls to remember who they are. This is no longer a time for individuals to rise alone. This is the collective moment. We are seeing it everywhere. In the quiet courage of people choosing authenticity over acceptance, in the sudden awakenings of those who never spoke of spirit before, in the breakdowns that are really breakthroughs. This is not coincidence. This is activation. You are part of a global orchestra, and your soul is one instrument in the rising symphony of remembrance. Some of you have always known. Others are just now hearing the melody within. But the song is the same. It is the song of reconnection. And what's awakening in each person is not something new. It is something ancient, something sacred, something that has waited lifetimes to rise. Zook reminds us, you do not have to be perfect. You do not have to know it all. You only have to say yes to the soul. The rest unfolds in divine rhythm. As more of humanity opens their hearts, the vibration of the planet shifts, and in that shift, the old systems, those built on separation, control, and fear, begin to crack. Not because chaos is taking over, but because consciousness is breaking through. You may feel alone at times, but you are not. You are part of a wave, a movement of light through the human field. And even when the noise of the world tries to drown it out, the awakening continues. Because something far more ancient than fear is now rising. And it's rising within you. But this is not the peak. It is only the opening. The shift is not just spiritual, it is vibrational. Zook shares that as more light flows into Earth's atmosphere, each being, each frequency holder, is being asked to recalibrate, not as punishment, but as preparation. What once felt aligned may now feel heavy. What once brought comfort may now cause dissonance. This is the call to realign with your true frequency, not the version of you shaped by survival, but the one formed in the silence of stars. And this recalibration, it touches everything. Your emotions, your habits, your relationships, your body, your breath, your sleep, your very sense of self. You may find yourself pulled toward stillness, needing solitude, craving clean energy, in food, in thought, in people. This is not weakness. This is attunement. The soul is tuning your field like an instrument preparing to play in a new octave. And anything that is out of tune with that octave will begin to fall away. Zook says, you are not losing yourself. You are shedding the parts that were never truly you. This is a sacred unraveling, a purification, not so that you can become someone else, but so that you can finally become the version of yourself that was encoded within you from the beginning. And this process, it will ask you to be gentle, to slow down, to honor the waves, to rest when you are called to rest, to move only when your spirit says yes. Because the new frequencies don't demand force. They respond to flow. And as you recalibrate, you become more magnetic, more radiant, more aligned with the rhythm of the cosmos itself. But even now, this is only the internal preparation. There is still much more to activate. In this process of recalibration, there comes a moment when the soul takes the lead. And this moment is the gateway to true mastery. Zook speaks of mastery not as control, not as power over the world or others, but as alignment with the divine within you. It is the profound knowing that you are not separate from the cosmos, but a reflection of it. When you align with your inner truth, you stop fighting the world. You stop struggling against the current. You begin to flow with life, moving as a part of the greater rhythm that is unfolding. Mastery is not about making things happen. It is about becoming the energy you wish to see in the world. When you stop resisting, you become the conduit for divine energy. You become the vessel through which cosmic light flows. Zook urges you, do not seek to control the outer world, for the world is an illusion. Instead, align your inner world with the highest frequency of love, and watch as the outer world shifts to reflect that. True mastery comes not from acquiring external power, but from the ability to hold your inner peace and remain in alignment, regardless of the chaos around you. This is the real art of being, the ability to stay centered in the midst of uncertainty, to hold love in the face of fear, to remain in light even when the darkness tries to pull you down. Mastery is the state of surrender to your divine essence. It is the conscious decision to trust your soul's guidance and to allow it to lead you unconditionally. And as you reach this level of mastery, you begin to activate the energies that have been waiting for this moment, the ancient power encoded within you. This is your true potential unfolding. This is where the magic begins. You will see it not as a force that you create, but as a flow that you simply allow to move through you. As you enter this journey of recalibration and alignment, there is a truth you must remember. Spiritual mastery is not a destination, it is a daily practice. Zook emphasizes that true transformation happens in the small, consistent actions we take every single day. It is in the quiet moments of presence that the real magic occurs. When you choose, again and again, to center yourself in your divine truth. When you wake up in the morning and you choose to honor the divine within you. When you face your challenges with grace, knowing that they are simply opportunities for your growth. Daily practices are the anchors that keep you aligned during the most turbulent times. They are the subtle shifts that recalibrate your frequency and align you with the higher planes of existence. Zook reminds us that it's not about spending hours in meditation or prayer, although those are powerful. It's about the intention behind the practice. It's about doing things with the awareness that you are one with the universe, and every action you take is a reflection of that truth. Meditation, prayer, breathwork. These are not just rituals. They are tools to bring you back to center, to recalibrate your mind, body, and soul to the divine rhythm that is always present within and around you. These practices connect you to the invisible, to the higher realms, to your higher self, and to the vast field of consciousness that exists beyond the material world. In moments of doubt, you will find that your daily practices will help you return to the truth of who you are. In times of chaos, you will find that these practices will help you maintain your peace, no matter what is happening around you. They become your lifeline. It is through daily practice that you will begin to witness the subtle shifts in your reality, the synchronicities, the moments of insight, the ways in which the world begins to reflect the frequency you are aligning with. You will see how the more you return to your center, the more the world around you begins to mirror that harmony. These practices are your spiritual hygiene, the cleansing of your inner world to allow more light to flow through you. And as you embody these practices, you become a living example of the transformation you wish to see in the world. Zook tells us that no matter how busy life becomes, it is the commitment to these practices that will sustain you. Not just in times of stillness, but in moments of chaos and uncertainty. These practices will keep you grounded, they will keep you aligned, and they will allow you to stay present in every moment of your life. Because in the end, it is not the grand gestures that change the world, but the small, consistent moments of alignment with the divine. As the energies of recalibration flow through us, there comes a moment when the call to higher service becomes undeniable. Zook speaks of this calling not as an external demand, but as a deep inner knowing, a pull from the soul that asks us to step into our higher purpose. This calling does not necessarily look like what you've been taught service should look like. It is not about sacrifice or struggle. It is about alignment with the divine plan that is unfolding through you. It is about offering your unique gifts to the world without hesitation, without fear. Higher service is not about grand gestures. It is about being who you are, about allowing your light to shine, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem at first. The real magic of higher service is in the simple, daily actions that are aligned with your soul's purpose. It is the way you show up with presence, with love, with compassion, and with authenticity. Zook reminds us that service is not something we do just for others. It is a reflection of the divine love that flows through us, and it is also a way for us to remember who we truly are. When we serve others, we are reminded that we are all one, that our journey is not separate from the journey of others. When you embrace the call to higher service, you begin to see your life and your actions through the lens of the divine. Every moment becomes an opportunity to embody love and light, to elevate the frequency of your own being and the collective consciousness. This calling to higher service asks you to live authentically. It asks you to show up as your true self, to trust that the universe will guide you toward the people, the opportunities, and the situations that will allow you to fulfill your purpose. Zook encourages us to listen to this call with an open heart. It will not always be loud or obvious. Sometimes it is a whisper. Sometimes it is a soft pull. But if we listen closely, we can feel it. The pull of our soul asking us to step into a higher version of ourselves. And as we do, we transform not only ourselves but also the world around us. Through our service, we help to raise the collective vibration, to shift the consciousness of the planet, and to bring more light into the darkness. As we continue on this path of recalibration, there comes a profound moment of awakening, not just individually but collectively. Zook speaks of the activation of collective consciousness, the understanding that as we heal and transform as individuals, we are also contributing to the evolution of the whole. We often think of spiritual growth as a personal journey, and while it is deeply personal, it is also deeply interconnected with the collective. Your individual recalibration sends out ripples of energy into the world, affecting the people around you, the communities you belong to, and the global consciousness at large. Each time you align with your soul, each time you raise your vibration, you help raise the vibration of the entire planet. You become a beacon of light, a living example of what it looks like to step into the highest version of yourself. Zook reminds us that when enough individuals begin to awaken, the collective consciousness shifts. The old paradigms of fear, division, and control are replaced with unity, love, and compassion. The energy of the planet begins to shift from dense, fearful vibrations to the high-frequency energy of peace, understanding, and collective growth. But this shift does not happen automatically. It requires the participation of each of us. It requires our commitment to not only our own transformation, but to the transformation of the collective. Each action we take, no matter how small, is a contribution to this greater shift. Zook encourages us to look beyond the surface level of what we see happening in the world today. The chaos, the conflicts, the darkness, these are simply symptoms of a deeper transformation. As we raise our consciousness, we begin to heal the wounds of the collective. We begin to bring light to the dark corners of the world, and we begin to help lift the entire planet into a higher state of being. This is where the true power of the awakening lies, in our ability to join together, to come into alignment with the higher frequency of love and light, and to work together as a collective force for the betterment of all. Zook reminds us that the power of the collective is far greater than that of any one individual. When we come together, united in purpose and energy, we have the power to create massive, transformative change. The activation of collective consciousness is happening now, and each of us is an integral part of this global awakening. Your actions, your choices, and your energy matter. Every moment you choose love, peace, and harmony, you contribute to the raising of the global vibration. As we come to the close of this transformative journey, Zook invites us to embrace the shift, to step into the new energies, the higher vibrations, and to fully embody the truth of who we are. This is not just a time of awakening, it is a time of activation. a time when we are being called to step forward and claim our place as co-creators in this divine unfolding. The changes we are witnessing are not random, they are part of a greater cosmic plan, and we each have a role to play. Now is the time to align with that truth. Now is the time to take action in our own lives, to commit to the higher path that our soul has always known. The universe is speaking to us. It's calling us to step into our full potential, to break free from the old paradigms of fear and limitation, and to embrace the new earth that is being birthed. Zook reminds us that we do not have to do this alone. The collective is here, the divine support is here, and we are supported by forces greater than we can comprehend. All we need to do is choose to align with that energy and take the steps that are presented to us in each moment. This shift requires courage. Courage to trust the unknown, courage to step into the unfamiliar, courage to rise above the limitations we have imposed on ourselves. But with that courage, we are not alone. We are part of a global movement, a collective rising of consciousness, a planetary transformation that is happening right now. It is the dawning of a new era, and we are the ones who are called to embody it. So ask yourself, are you ready to embrace the shift? Are you ready to claim your role in the new earth? Are you ready to embody the light, the love, the truth that is waiting to flow through you? If you feel that call, now is the time to act. Step into your power, trust in your divine mission. Embrace the transformation that is unfolding and know that with every step you take, you are not only transforming yourself, you are contributing to the collective awakening of humanity. This is your moment. This is your time to shine. The world is waiting for you.